Test Realm is confirmed for next week. So if you guys are excited for that, please leave a like on this video right away. Let's see how many people are hyped for Test Realm coming out next week. But I did make a poll just to kind of see when people think it's going to be coming out. Usually Tuesday and Wednesday are good days for King's Isle to release stuff like that. But most people said Wednesday. So we will see. But it was kind of close. So Test Realm confirmed for next week. I'm excited for that. We'll be making videos as soon as that comes out. But I wanted to go over the last few teasers that we had because I haven't covered them yet, and to kind of get us ready for Test Realm. And those teasers involve these new key bosses that they're releasing. Usually they release new key bosses for spring updates. It just kind of makes sense. And they confirm that they're creating key bosses in Caramel and in Grizzleheim. So we already kind of knew that they were doing one for Grizzleheim. It makes sense that they're doing one in Caramel because it is the newest world. The one in Caramel, though, they showed a teaser video of it, and I think I might just show the whole teaser video so you guys can get caught up if you missed it. So let me just show you guys that quick, and then we'll talk about it. So here it is. Alright, so two new key bosses. The first one, they start in Caramel, and it honestly looks like the Nibelheim Mines, like just by the textures of the area. And then when they actually go inside the boss fight, it looks pretty much exactly like the mines. So there is a new gigantic marshmallow boss that we'll be facing, and they showed a new spell that I'm guessing just gets put into our hand, and that is the hot potato enemy shift spell, and it says push 1 over time onto the target for 0 pips. So there's going to be some kind of overtime on us. They want us to push it onto another target in order to stop the damage. I'm wondering if we can just tank that, if there's going to be some way for it. Does fire damage, but I'm wondering if there's just some way like we could just tank it. I don't know how much it does. They didn't really show that, but it probably does a lot if they want us to shift it back onto the boss or one of the enemies. I don't know, but that is one of the new spells and one of the new mechanics in this fight, so that could be fun. And yeah, hot potato going around. I don't know if every player will get this or if it's just one player per turn or something like that, but yeah, that's an interesting mechanic on that fight, so that looks fun. If the health totals are actually, you know, real, then the boss only has 10,000 health, which makes it, you know, to me seem like it's gonna be pretty easy unless there's cheats. We'll see. But yeah, that doesn't look too difficult just from, you know, looking at it initially, but we'll have to see. So that is the Caramel fight. So I went over to Grizzleheim for this one because they took inspiration from the Hall of Valor for the next key boss. And in the Hall of Valor, we face Jotun and his brothers, and one of them is Yolik. I think that's how you say his name. And he is going to be one of the bosses that we face as, you know, the key boss in Ravenscar or wherever that key is. But we face him as well as a crowd favorite, Hallfang. They brought both of them back, and we're going to be facing them. They have shadow magic, as we can see in the video. So I just think that's pretty cool. They took bosses like that and they're putting them into this new fight for us to face together, because this is kind of like Hallfang's revenge, because Hallfang has been defeated so many times by us and by, you know, people farming and stuff like that. I personally don't farm Hallfang for gold anymore because I have a different person that I farm, but it is funny that they put him into this to face. So I'm excited to face them. I'm actually kind of more excited to face those two than I am the Marshmallow boss, but I don't know. I hope it's challenging. It'd be fun to see those two bosses like have different cheat mechanics and stuff like that to make it way harder than it is when you just constantly farm Hallfang for gold. So those are the two new key bosses. There's going to be different variants for, you know, wood, stone, and gold. I don't know if there's going to be 3 for each fight, but there's definitely 3 for the Hallfang and Yolik fight. Not sure about the caramel fight. That fight might just be gold key. All right, the next thing I want to show you guys is the gear teaser that they just put out recently. And this could be the last teaser that we actually get. I don't know if they're going to tease anything next week. They could, but you know, next week is test room, so at that point, like, I'm not going to cover anything unless it's major, because then we'll just be able to see it in test room itself. But this is an interesting teaser because when I first saw it, like, I was surprised because the gear looks really good. This is probably going to be the gear that will be dropped from the bosses in Grizzleheim. I don't know what the bosses in Caramel are going to drop, but they haven't teased that yet. But yeah, this is the unique gear drops that Yulik and Hallfang will probably drop. They also have in the middle different school, you know, symbols for potentially like other variants of the gear that drops. So I think that's pretty interesting that they have that. Maybe it'll be school specific or something. There'll probably be like a universal set and then maybe a school specific set. But yeah, that is what we're going to be getting from these new bosses when you farm them. Not only that, but there's going to be other reasons to farm this too, because they're going to be dropping the spell elements for all of the Grizzleheim spells. So I love how they're tying all this into one thing, because it makes sense. Like, you want to farm this boss in order to get the new gear if you want it, and the gear looks pretty cool. It's all like glowy and stuff. I really want to see what this looks like in game because it looks cool. People always ask for gear that has the school symbols on it, so hopefully this is good. I can't really tell what it looks like with the school symbols on them because they haven't shown that. They just give like a little picture of each one. The Grizzleheim bosses are also going to drop the Grizzleheim lore spell elements. So on my Storm, I have Hammer of Thor, and they're going to be creating a spellment path for this. So I'll be able to farm and get Hammer of Thor spellments if I want to upgrade it. They'll also have the Rat Spin and the Grendel Amends Myth Heal spell. So those three are going to be dropping spellments. People, you know, if you want to farm for that, then they're going to be able to do that and go for those. So I'm kind of excited to see that. Definitely, I would like to upgrade Rat Spin on my life because that one actually could be worth it. Don't know if Hammer of Thor is going to be worth it yet. We'll have to see the actual spellment path when it comes out. But yeah, those are going to be up for grabs from this boss to farm for it and get those drops. So I don't know if it's going to be wood, stone, and gold drops the spellment. It probably will be. So maybe if you just want that, people will farm the lower ones. But I personally feel like gold key is like getting gold keys is easier than getting wooden and stone keys. So that is going to do it for me on this video, just looking at some of the teasers that we haven't covered yet. But yeah, test room's super close, so my next video probably will just be saying that test room is open and going through the update notes. That's kind of my hope. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe if you haven't, so you know when I post that first test room video. And I'll see you guys next time.